Okay, so today we are going to make a towel to match my kitchen small oven mitt. So here's the small oven mitt I made last night, and I am going to make a towel topper to go with it. So the first thing I do when I'm making the towel topper, which is such a simple pattern, you want to print this out. You have one pattern piece, and the rest of it is just construction. You don't need any special interfacing. You don't need any special batting. You don't need anything special to make this. It turns out great every time, and you can make hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, unlimited. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is to do a little prep work. I like to first get on my embroidery machine and do some quilting. So let me see if I can zoom in and you can see that. Yeah, perfect. You can see all of the quilting work. I thought the bubble design was really cute, or pebble design. So you want to start out and you want to have enough quilted to make your towel topper. Now this isn't directional fabric, so I can do one this way and one this way, and I have plenty. Okay. The next thing you want to do is to get a nice towel, and use a quality towel. Don't go, to the Dollar Tree and get your towels, because they just don't turn out as nice. They're thin, and when you go through the work and you have your beautiful fabric, don't throw the cheap towel at the bottom. It's not as nice of presentation. And if you're doing these for a craft fair, you want to, not only can you charge a little more, you are going to stand out, because there are gazillions of cheap towels. Okay. So do something nice. And for every nice towel, you actually get 2 projects. Okay. So what I do is I took my towel and I cut it in half, and it shows you in the pattern exactly how to do it. But this is originally, let me grab that one back. It's folded in half, and I just used the line that I bought it from. So I just snip, snip, snip with my shears. You got to have something nice and sharp, and just cut your towel in half. And then you can use the half a towel as it is, because it's already folded, or do some fancy folding. And you just want to do it enough where it's going to fit in here after seam allowances. Okay, so all of that's in the pattern. We're going to move on from that. If you want to decorate the bottom of your towel, which I do, you want to do that before construction. So I have, what I'm using is, well, apparently disappeared. But what I'm using is going to be, well, let me grab another one. A silhouette of the state of Michigan. And I'm going to apply that at the bottom part of the towel. I like to put it in like the bottom, between half and 1/3 up. So like, not right at the end of the towel, not right at the top. I like it kind of in the bottom, bottom, maybe half, 2/3. So you want to do that before construction. Okay. And then it'll kind of look like that. So then we're going to cut out our pattern pieces and cut out our bottom. Okay, and then I always overcut the bottom. So let me get that done, and you're going to sew along with me. Then do your prep work and meet me back here, and I'll show you how to go from there. Okay. So we've got I'm just going to use one side at a time, okay? We've got our pattern cut out, and we have cut our bottom pieces out, which I'm going to use this lake fabric, okay? I also want to talk just a second about pins, because you want, when you're going through all these layers, you want a good pin. You see that? That's sturdy. This one is very flexible. This is good for piecing and delicate work. Otherwise, you want like a good sturdy pin. Okay. All right. So I do like to cut the bottom trim larger because you get wiggle room. Okay. The open end is at the bottom edge. So we're just going to pin that on there. You could use your, I love Wonder Clips. You could use Wonder Clips, but right now I'm just going to, got these right here. So we're going to pin that, do the other side, okay? And we're going to stitch a 1/4 inch across. Make sure you're pretty exact. It really doesn't matter. You could do the 3/8 inch if you're more comfortable with that. I just like my 1/4 inch foot with the flange. Whatever you want, just make sure you mirror it for both sides, okay? So do both sides and we'll meet. Okay, so now we have stitched around and I turned it inside out, and of course I pressed. So now what we want to do is we want to see which side we want for the front or the back. And there's a few ways. This one is reversible, right? It's the same. Some of them you can do different, fabric on the back. Just remember when you put your snaps in, what is the back now is on the front. So what I would like is I think I'm going to make this side the front, and I'll tell you why I chose that. Because in my quilting here and in the design print, when I turn it to the front, there's a bunch of little pebbles versus this side with just the one big. It's just a personal preference, but that's just how I'm doing it. Okay, I've also done our applique. I've stitched or basted. I used a zigzag, but you can do whatever. And there's a million different ways that you can fold this. You just want it to be able to fit in your area here. So we're going to insert this in here. And you noticed I have not top stitched here like I normally would, because we are going to fit this in here first. And let's see, I like to make sure, especially with an applique on here, that I have my towel in here evenly, because I don't want my applique crooked. So that is looking pretty darn good right there. It's nice and straight. So I am going to get my clips out here, and I'm going to clip. And I think my towels, I want my towel in there far enough that it's going to catch a top stitch here and at the bottom, okay? So you want to make sure that it catches both. So, and then you want to use, like I said, some thicker pins. And these flower pins that I have like probably the heavy dutyest shaft out of all of the pins. Except, okay, I'll show you. These are inexpensive. I think they're a Singer brand. I had gotten them at Joann's. They don't work well for almost anything else besides a thick, heavy duty, because it's so thick. I'm going to go back to my flower pin. I like it being able to go through the fabric easily. And, because if you don't, you're going to have this not be straight on here. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm just eyeballing it. If you want to get crazy, you could measure too, but I think this looks good. And you want to make sure that you take your time and that everything looks good. Can't pin from the back, but you can make sure everything looks secure. One of my pins didn't go all the way through, because when you top stitch from the front on here, you're actually catching your back piece as well. So I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. Okay. All right, that looks good to me. So I'm going to put this back in the front. And I am going to go, this is it. This is the last step. So I'm going to go and I'm going to stitch down the bottom, and I'm going to top stitch right here. Okay. And the spot that I'm going to do like 1/8 of an inch from here and 1/8 of an inch in. So you want to be both on the blue, about 1/8 of an inch. Okay. All right. So we have everything stitched down. It looks beautiful from the back and from the front. And I have decided to use snaps for my closure. You can use whatever you want. Now, depending on your design, this is not fussy. You can have your closure here. You can have it further down. However you want it to hang and what you like. On the pattern, I do give approximations. So I'm just going to go with that. And we're going to go right here with our awl, and it's in the center. You do want to make sure you have it good and centered, right? And you can, I've got a little spot here, and I can make sure after my sewing. Yeah, so that's good. I'm going to put that right here. And it does take a little bit of force to get that through, right? And this goes on this side. To get your snap. You do have to kind of poke the hole, but you have a lot of batting and stuff to go through, so we kind of have to play with it can you guys see that poke? So you just use your nail and get in there, get our pliers, and let's see. Oops, I'm glad I double checked, because guess what? I have 2 ends that are the same. You don't want 2 male. You need 1 female side and 1 male side. So let's see. There we go. Okay, put this one away so I don't get confused. Oops, I do need that pokey part though, don't I? Oh, no, I already got one in. Okay. Get myself all confused here. All right, so we have that through. I am going to I think I'll put the male end on this side. And you line it up. And then with your pliers, you're going to take that part and you're going to put it into the round part. Once you feel it, you can feel it seated. Once it seats, you just press. Look at, that's perfect in the middle. Look how good that looks. So we're going to put it here, and let me see. Let me use this. I got this. I'm going to put it about here. See, will I like that? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. So you get. And what you can do is you can use a friction pen too and get that right in there, and then you can see your dot, and maybe make it a little bit darker here. So right here, and I can fold these in the half, and then you can kind of see if you've got your center correct, and I do. It's right here. So that's my center line. That's where I want it. And then we're going to poke that hole through with the awl. And then this has to go through the back. Let's see. And like I said, it's a little, when you're going through so many layers, it can be a little tedious to do snaps, but I love the end result, and I personally think that they're worth it. So you could even I'm just helping it with the awl, but you could, if you have like little snips, I don't have any out right here, but you could always use little snips too. And or big ones, you know, get that. The batting is so well quilted that I might have to, let's see. The batting's so well quilted that it doesn't want to go through. So let me finish this off, so and I have both of our ends of our snaps in and just make sure it works. And it does. Doesn't that look great? Oh my goodness. I love it. So now you can, with one simple pattern, make a whole array of these. Like I said, these would be great for a craft show or gifts, anything. Hostess gifts, seasonal, you know, office gifts. It's just perfect. And then you have the mini oven mitt to go with it. And that is just the cutest set. Right? Isn't that adorable? And you have plenty of room. This fits my hand. It fits my husband's hand, but it doesn't go all the way to your elbow. So it's great for cast iron. It's great for lots of things. So watch for that video coming soon, but the pattern is available on Etsy as well as the towel topper. Search Sewcial Bee for all of my patterns available. Lots of videos, and I'll see you next time. Happy sewing!